Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. It's that time for the daily news. Let's get in here. Free Rumble claim today, 10,000 red TP. I never mind TP. 10,000 is a decent chunk. Let's see. Let's claim the free daily bag and see if we get a Yahtzee. No, 20 Oba shards. But speaking of Oba shards, it is the day for all of the Stippy stuff, so we'll be taking a look at that. Couple days on those to get those done for sure. Titan Takeover, we got Showboat today, so you're using your acrobats. Check your shop. I had Wildcard in mine today, snagged that. Yeah, don't forget to be getting your Wildcard from there. It's a big deal. Certainly very helpful, right? All right, what do I have for you guys today? So it's pretty straightforward. I think at this point most people probably getting used to this. You do your tours, right? And usually there's one that most people will have. Although this time I don't have either of those. No beefcake, no macho. So I won't be able to use either of those. And then it's wow, this week is something else for CSS. And then it's JBL and Hall of Fame Ron. So hopefully you don't need bonus tickets this week, right? Because good luck getting them unless you've been around a while for sure. So you do those, of course, and then your tickets to unlock the stip for the Oba Femi shards. Would recommend, like it has been, doing hard mode first. I mean, normal and hard are free, but your tickets spend on hard mode first as it's more shards, and then do free. So yeah, Hall of Fame enforcers as well. Hopefully you can use anyone. This is Destroy, Multiply, or Purple. Hopefully it's not restricted. Okay, good. So Purple Multiply, I mean, I'm just going to use Zombie Penta here, or Roman actually. I'll use Roman for Purple Multiply, and that'll be pretty easy, but Penta would be fine too. For the dudes on that one, and no issues there. Purple Traps, that's going to be Julius all the way. He doesn't even need to be leveled for that, and he does that pretty well. But that'll be Purple and Traps for me, for sure. Yep, there he is. So excellent. No issues there to get the Oba Femi shards. Mobile gems. This one could be not as much fun. A mobile or destroy trap. This one is kind of not as fun. Honky Tonk Man, if you have him. We'll do lots of immobiles. Penta, not really. Ray can do it, yes. Ray's okay, and Honky Tonk Man's okay for sure. I don't remember how many Reed can do right off the top of my head. I would probably just use Ray because he's simple and he'll do enough. Not, I don't need an insane amount. In fact, I'm pretty sure he auto plays properly. So we'll just use Ray for that one. And then red and multiply. I'm assuming the red is going to be bigger. Or multiply, yeah, is going to be bigger. So multiply gems, I probably will just use, again, Roman or Penta for the multiply gems and not worry about the red. If you want to chuck red, black can do that. Yeah, so that's probably what I'll do on the free to play. And just kind of zoom through them because their leaderboards are not... they're just kind of there. They're not worth your time. I mean, really at all, in my opinion. So that's what I'll do on those. Get your extreme rules for the gears done. And then the Road to Rumble tours you want to get done because they have a short limit. I don't know why Scopely is insisting on doing this. Started last month. It makes it way more stressful. I still have to do all of mine on the free to play. Mherex has a good chunk of his done of these. But Hell Mode has your keys, which feed into the event going on right now. So make sure and do that. And the Ray one, I believe Hard Mode has keys as well. Somewhere here, I think. Yeah. So don't miss out on your keys. It's a substantial amount. Definitely help for the Feed the Solo event. But so 2 days, 22 hours on the new tours that drop for the Rumble and that. And then, of course, there'll be Showdown tomorrow. So just a lot going on. Busy, busy, busy. You know, you got the extreme rules. Who hits hardest women today for speed tours? Get that in. That one typically doesn't take long. And then Monday Night Meta's up for a day and 2 hours still. So we got to get the Monday Night Meta done as well if you want a shot for those. And this one is mobiles again, but this is usually raw. So this one might be a little bit tougher. How many mobiles do you make, sir? 5x4? And does he change the mobiles into something? And then 5x3 to green. Yeah, so that would work, I guess. So Bronson Reed for the mobiles with the finisher, and then I guess the choose move, huh? Would recycle. So that should get you through that. So you can see mine is not very leveled because I wasn't able to get to his fuse point last MLC. So yeah, Bronson Reed for the Monday Night Meta would be the ticket. And oh yeah, let's check this stop. Yeah, this. Ooh, 10 props. That's juicy. You definitely want to snag those, and nothing else that I want there. Okay. I believe there's a new loot today. Yeah, we got a player's choice. Let's look at the player's choice kind of before I look at the offers. I'm just kind of curious what's in it. Okay, 30 pulls gets you a bronze medallion. 85, that's a lot. Gets you a silver. 150 gets you a gold, I believe. Yeah, and that's at 17 a rip. 17 for a hundo. So, oh boy. Yeah, like 200 $200 for a bronze, etc. What all is in the player's choice? Well, Blackman, Mommy, AJ, La Primera, right? CM Punk, Axe. Yeah, pretty good. Is there any stinkers in here? These are all, bruh. Why? Yeah, yeah. Oof. One featured. If on a $100 pull, spend $100 and get yourself the free A tier Ramblin' Rabbit. Would probably feel bad. A bunch of Hall of Famers you won't have a strap for potentially. LA Yeah, who's in the keys. Cody, who's been on a ton of Prizewalls. Booker T. Oh my gosh, why? Yeah. I know a lot of people love the player's choice, right? Loots, and they do really well on them. I've never been a fan, but then I have a bigger roster. I mean, if you like to gamble, I suppose it's a better time to gamble than others, but hey, there's not a lot of bait in the lower stuff, to be honest. So I would do so at your own peril, personally. It's again, those aren't my flavor. I've said that multiple times. A lot of people hit big. You see screenshots on them. A lot of people love them. It's not really my jam. We'll look at the player's choice wall too. We can do a mini breakdown on this too. My initial thoughts. So these are the bronze ones. It can be kind of hard to tell. Bronze ones. Are those all bronze? Those are all bronze. That's a lot of bronze. Okay. Kelly jumps out. For sure. With the bronze one. So the ladies aren't required as much. She's awesome. Yeah, Kelly for sure. Kelly and Swoggle are probably the two rarest on there. I don't like fighting with Swoggle. A ton of people do, but I don't. He's very good. I just don't love. I hate his gameplay, personally. But he's very good. But those are probably the two rarest for sure on here. So that would probably be, the route I would go. As far as like El Grande, I mean, like you probably have a bunch of shards for him if you've been playing a while. He's really cool, really good. Um, Same thing with Woods. And all of these you should have a bunch of shards for, potentially not Naya, right? But the rest you should all have, and maybe not Trish. But the rest you should all have a decent amount of shards for if you've been playing a while. So to me, it's pretty clear those two for value. Silver, if you get a silver, you got plates in play. I'm taking plates over characters with potentially the exception. Is that changed to gold right there for Viper? Yes. With potentially the exception of Hall of Fame JBL if you got a bunch of stuff. He's one of my most used cards, but even then, I mean, if you don't have these plates, one character versus a plate that can make a ton of people good, and you may not have the stuff for JBL. So to me, Rainbow Crossfire is the best one on here. There's a ton of people it's great on. It's one of my favorite plates in the game. So that to me would be the best one if you didn't have one. Frankie plate, there's so many good blast powerhouses. So if you need a powerhouse, just look that up and go that route. Punk's Gauntlets is good on a ton of people too. And a wide variety, right? You got Acro Punk himself. You got like Striker Naya. You got Trickster, Liv Morgan. Just for example, you could run it on what's her face, AJ Lee, but I wouldn't. Her other stuff is way better than the multiply stuff. There's just a ton of people this can go on, and it's a wide variety. Devon at Male Acrobat for a rough era is quite good, especially if you got his moments and stuff with this. So, you know, pretty big range on there. This is mainly powerhouses. A Stevie Sticks plates is really solid, but you're mostly it takes bad cards and makes them mediocre for the most part. And it does add a significant amount of time. Its potential goes up significantly, probably if you have a OG drip plate, then its potential definitely goes up. Really, I have one and I have two actually, and I don't actively use them on anyone. If I did, it's probably getting a drip plate with it, to be honest. So I don't love it. It's a really good plate though. So at the same time, like that's just a kind of a personal preference thing for me. It feels like it, yeah, you know, just a lot of times that people use it kind of in lieu of a Black Royal Rumble, right? Never Give Up is a more specific Royal Rumble, but it only takes 10 yellows instead of a specific color, so kind of handy. Bombshell is really great on specific people, red leeches, right? So if they do red and leeches, you know, I think New AJ, if I'm not mistaken, and then Kelly being the two ginormous ones for that. Again, this is a plate that could make some mediocre people usable but not good, and I hate using a high-end plate for that purpose, so keep that in mind. That's also up to you. And Ring of Royalty is in most cases is not better than a Royal Rumble. I look at it as a stip tour and Titan plate that helps you recycle builds that wouldn't be able to recycle normally. Not something I use in feud at all. Although there are a couple people you can pair it with to great effect, mostly like Liv Morgan and Hall of Fame Goldberg, people with rainbow gem color boosts. You can use it to quite good effect. My favorite plate on here though is probably the Crossfire. And if you're looking for a powerhouse, then the Frankie the Parrot is gonna soup pretty much any powerhouse up a lot. And so that's kind of the breakdown there. And plates, I'm pretty much big on plates over cards. Maybe the exception on silver being Hall of Fame JBL. If you got at least one gear and the moment, especially one gear in the moment, and I would say full head of steam on Hall of Fame JBL. He's literally, I use him everywhere: feud, showdown, Titan, stip tour. Like he's MVP on my roster. I used wildcard, a ton of wildcard to take him hype for, no regrets. I think still think he's the probably the best trickster in the game, him or Orton now. And then DK Cena has really good utility. Those are my top three. So speaking of top three, you take Blackman for the coach, period. If you don't have him, end of discussion. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's legitimately that good as a coach. He's a solid fighter. But if you have one of one coach like that, he's number one by far. No, not even close. Second would be Howdy. I actually think he's more impactful than Howdy, to be honest. And third would probably be Veteran Viper for the leech boost, and then he's a crazy good fighter himself. Those would probably be the order I would take those. After that, and AJ Lee I think is potentially the best card in the game. Ladies just don't get used nearly as much as far as a fighter. I think she's that good. Like maybe the best card in the game to me. All that unblockable damage, can get loaded, low charge, super easy to use, don't need a strap. She just destroys, right? Axe happens to be my favorite striker. You know, Steve Austin, the Alliance, I don't have hype enough to use him in feud or whatever. A bunch of plates, mainly the Alexa backpack, I believe, made him much more relevant for the kind of, for like feud and stuff, much quicker, but there's some insane tricksters, right? So there's that. A lot of people love Ray Phoenix Hybrid Luchador, especially in Showdown, as low charge moves. He's never really been my flavor. He's great, but like I feel like he's overpriced with a gold token, to be honest. Same thing with Jacqueline. She's great, but also overpriced with a gold token. Same thing, Drew. If you look at a lot of their, and Haku, these on the Prizewall tend to be cheaper shard wise, and Kofi, their shards are not expensive on Prizewalls. I would not use a gold token with them. Dudenator, I love, absolutely love Dudenator, but Showboat is so stacked, I wouldn't recommend using a gold token on him. Same thing with the silver and Mommy. Mommy's crazy, but Lady Showboat, I mean, they arguably it, both male and female are just crazy in showboats, and like you can win with any number of Lady Showboats just as quickly as easily as you can with Mommy. She doesn't have a hot tag or anything like that either, so kind of counts against her. Same thing with Dudenator, and I believe no hot tag on AJ either. Right, hot tag's a big deal to me, and a lot of the S, none of the S plus ones like this have them. Kofi has one, but he doesn't belong in here, so stay away from Kofi. But yeah, number one, hands down by a mile, I would say Blackman 1 if you don't have him, Howdy 2 for the coach, Orton 3 for the coach, and literally maybe the best male trickster in the game fighting wise as well. He's just so much you can do with him, and he's really fun to use, really smooth. OTC, no, on the silver, by the way, in my opinion. He's great, but I don't think, you know, I feel like at this point maybe he should be a bronze, but what do I know? And Macho Man and these bundle gears are bronze. You know, not over Kelly Kelly. If you don't have very many shards, I would also say not over Swoggle, personally. I'm not as big on gears as a lot of people. Um, and that, so the thing with Beefcake is unless they fixed it, which I still need to play him and test him. He's the only one I haven't done yet. Unless they fixed him, his finisher doesn't work right, hasn't worked right since day one. Sent multiple videos showing how it doesn't work right. The damage doesn't add up with traps, breaking traps and stuff. Just doesn't work the way it's supposed to. So I doubt this gear makes any difference because he's been, as far as I know, still busted. But I quit trying with that moveset. The other moveset, it'll help a little bit on the ones where you manually put them out, like the rows and don't hit the finisher and you swipe and break them. It'll help a little bit, but not super impactful. And Kurt Angle, you know, you got to use subs. So if you're okay with sub gameplay and you want to burn your token on that, go for it. Otherwise, hard pass. And then, like I said, the Macho gear, I mean, if you have Jacob, you have a better version of Macho. Just Macho happens to be Hall of Fame. They play basically the same. Jacob hits harder with everything than Macho does with everything. So, yeah. And if you have, who's the other one that plays like Jacob? Woods plays like Jacob too. So Woods or Jacob, very similar to Macho. Just Macho happens to be Hall of Fame era. So, and answer your question for you if that's something you want. So that's kind of my breakdown on the prize wall. Now, all that being said, what do we have? Is there dual loot offers? If not, don't buy anything today, guys. How often do I say it? If there's no dual offers, wait till the end, because there probably will be. They just get the people with no patience and more money than common sense, right? So, zero reason to buy it today. Wait and see if better offers come. So, yeah, I hate these offers. I think you would be silly to buy these today. You're just throwing away extra pulls that you would get on top of it with the other loot. So don't do that, right? And there's nothing else offer-wise, I don't believe, new. So I think that covers the daily news today. I'm really looking forward to next month already. Maybe kind of silly, but anniversary month is usually fun. January, November, December, January are always my least favorite months in the game. This year is held true as well. And then it starts picking up for me again in February. So I'm really looking forward to next month. Then we go on this kind of mini run where there's like, spring outbreak, because I love me some zombies, and we always get zombie gears and usually a zombie moment, and it's a chance to get zombies you don't have again. And then sometimes Christmas in July is really, really okay. But then you got Rumble, WrestleMania, all that stuff, bunch of stuff going on. And the game always feels more interesting or fresh to me in the spring, into summer than it does in the winter. So, a lot of times we see potentially new features, new level caps, things like that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to next month. Anniversary month, as you can sometimes, is quite spectacularly good. I mean, I've had some that I love and some that are so. So hopefully it'll be one that we love. Um, yeah, I think that's what I got for the news today, guys. And I'm gonna try and get some videos out this week. I'm gonna try and do some streaming this week as well. Get back to streaming a couple 3 days a week. I think I really want to do that. So probably like 2 p.m. Pacific range, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific range is what I'm thinking. Um, you know, and probably do that tomorrow. So I'll probably do it like Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. I think I'm gonna try to get back to 3 days a week streaming. We'll see how it goes. It's rough for me to commit to all the time doing the same thing until I get into the habit, and then it's easy. So I'm one of those kind of people. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching the videos, the comments, all that stuff. I don't thank you guys enough for all the support. It's huge. Hopefully I pay it back enough in useful content for you guys. So, if there's something that you really want to see, make sure and let me know. Keep bugging me about it. Eventually I'll probably get around to it. And just know I really, really appreciate you guys and your support of me and the channel. So thanks for watching. Good luck out there. And, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share as per usual.